After playing the game for more than 40 hours, I finally decided to take rank more seriously and just reached gold rank. I learned a lot of new things, and that's why I'm going to tell you the top 10 things to know if you want to go from bronze rank to gold rank and above. Tip number 1, please don't insta-lock duelists. Look, I know your favorite character and probably your best character too is a duelist, but we're playing ranked and we're gonna have to use the roles. If you just insta-lock a duelist, you're not giving much room for your teammates to choose the characters they're actually good with and maybe form potential team-ups, which I'm gonna get to later. There is no issue if you play duelist if you have 2 strategists and 2 tanks, or even at least just 1 vanguard on your team. It's fine if you choose duelist, especially the low ranked, it's not that deep. But if you make your team look like this and wonder why you're losing, please don't. It's just because there's way too many DPS, nobody to heal, and nobody to tank the damage. The main issue isn't even the fact that your team members like I have to switch to strategists or vanguards to make up and cause some kind of balance in the game. It's the fact that you're literally incapable of playing any other character. And I'm telling you from personal experience, I have at least 5 more hours on Spider-Man than any other character, but still for ranked games, I know that I have at least 2 Vanguards I can play, 2 Duelists I can play, and at least 1 healer that I'm really confident with. This is important in case somebody disconnects, you need to balance your team out. Or it's also important to do team-ups. And this is going to lead to my next point. Tip number 2, prioritize team synergy. Make sure to check your character's team ups and cater your team in a way that you have at least 1 team up with another character to have a bigger advantage entering your ranked game. If you forgot what team ups are, I'm just going to show you all the team ups possible. You can check them before the match or during the character selection, but you need to know them because some of them are absolutely broken or just game changing in general. For example, Iron Man is a really bad character in my opinion, but I love to play him. He's just an easy target and doesn't do too much damage unless you have 100% accuracy. However, if Hulk is on a team, Iron Man gets a straight up damage boost and Hulk gets an extra 150 health. Now you might think that these little changes are not going to affect your rank game, which is not true because it could absolutely be game winning. So yeah, it is very important that you know how to play a bunch of different characters and make sure to request for your team ups. But if that doesn't happen, be able to play multiple different characters so you can match your teammates and have your team up benefits. Tip number 3, and this is extra important for ranked, make sure you understand the map. Make sure to know where health packs are. Make sure where you can fall off the map. Especially if you're playing a melee character, it is important to know your way around the map. It's going to be very difficult to focus on the fight and the map at the same time. Tip number 4, make sure you prioritize objectives. This happens a lot of times when your teams are just fighting in each other's end of the map. So you're probably just towards their spawn point or they're towards your spawn point, and you both completely just ignore the objective. Make sure you know what the objective is, whether it's payload, whether you have to capture an area. Just do the objective, focus on that and that only. It doesn't matter how many kills you get, if you don't get the objective, you're still gonna end up losing and moving down the rank. Tip number 5, stay with your team and don't overcommit. I get it, as a Spider-Man main, sometimes we have to push into the enemy lines. Sometimes you damage a character really low and then you have this tendency to chase after them no matter what. A lot of the times you end up dying because their team decides to heal him and you're too far in the back lines and can't return back to your team. It is very easy to forget that your strategists also need defending. You need to occasionally check on your teammates, because trust me, if you're a strategist getting jumped by a Venom or Iron Fist, you'd want your teammates to help you out. Tip number 6, communicate. I know it's a bit nerve-wracking to turn on your mic in a lobby full of muted people. If that's the case, you can also just use the ping inside the game. But trust me, it's so much better for me if there's other people that communicate with me, tell me what they want, tell me where they're at, tell me if they need healing. It is so much better for callouts. Calling out enemy positions and synchronizing your ultimates and more are all much easier when you have proper communication. Tip number 7, play with people you know, you met through the game, or preferably your friends, because trust me, at the end of the day, all we want from the game is to have fun. Well, at least most of us. And as someone that usually solo queues up, which I do not recommend at all, it is very, very aggravating Apart from the fact that playing with friends is more enjoyable, playing with the same people consistently allows you guys to know each other's strategies, know each other's best characters, know each other's team compositions, etc. Tip number 8 is gonna be about team compositions, because most people think that the optimized team composition is a balanced team of a 2-2-2 setup, which I personally disagree with. It is consistent sometimes, but in my experience, I think a 3 Vanguard, 1 Duelist, and 2 Strategists team setup was the most effective so far. However, it just completely depends on you guys' mains, on you guys' playstyle, and whoever you play with, just figure out what the best team composition is that works for you. Tip number 9, understand the meta and character strengths. You need to stay informed about the game's meta, because every single season that's probably going to change depending on who gets buffed or who gets nerfed. And also every season there is a small damage boost for some characters, which you can see when you load into a game. There's this little golden emblem on them. Me personally, what I did when I first got the game is I loaded into practice mode and just tested out each character to know their abilities and kind of figure out their weaknesses as I played them more often in quick play. It is just really important to know who you're fighting against and how you can counter them. The 10th and last tip of the day is know when to walk away. You've been playing all day, all night, it's Saturday, it's already 3 AM, and you're on a like 10 game loss streak. Don't continue playing. It's easier said than done, but after at least 3, 4, 5 losses, you're just not going to have any fun playing the game. You're going to associate it with really bad connotations. So just give yourself a certain limit. If you reach 4 losses in a row, get off the game, let yourself refresh, breathe some air, touch some grass. Just reassure yourself of the fact that it's okay to lose sometimes. At the end of the day, you want to have fun playing Marvel Rivals, and so just know your limits, step away when you gotta go, leave the game before the game leaves you. Thank you for watching, I hope it was helpful. Make sure to like and subscribe, and see you next time.